Hi, everyone. I'm Danielle Lord, founder and principal of Archetype Learning Solutions. And on this channel, we talk about all things employee engagement. Our strategies are simple: 12 heart-centered strategies that come from the heart, and they are free, very easy to use, and they really are all about creating daily quality interactions because our philosophy is engage everyone every day. So today, I wanted to talk a little bit about scheduling and how schedules can sometimes be a tool of engagement or disengagement. So for many, many years, our organizations have kind of operated with rigid schedules and rigid routines. And oftentimes that makes a lot of sense. If you're in a manufacturing situation, healthcare, there are often really good reasons to have strict schedules, and so that your processes are running smoothly and efficiency. You can have handoffs between shifts, communication is very clear, etc. So that makes sense. But does it make sense in every role, in every aspect, in every situation? And I think the answer to that is no. And so I think it's an interesting consideration to think about how you might look at folks that are in roles within your organizations and ask the question if a rigid schedule makes sense for them. So here's the scenario. We live in Washington State, and there in Pierce County, anyways, it's a very small business oriented environment. Most of the really big business that happens is in King County, and our traffic here is terrible because everyone's trying to get to the high paying jobs in King County. Now, this is just my own personal opinion and personal assessment around this. So we have a lot of people that commute from the south, Pierce County, into the north, King County. And like I said, that commute is awful. I can remember being stuck sometimes in 2.5, 3 hour commutes trying to get to and from home. That sucks up a lot of time in your day. It's a lot of energy to sit there for many, many hours. It has physical impacts on us. There's stress associated with it. And oftentimes, because we're in that pattern of commuting with everybody else because of these rigid schedules that we have, it just adds to our frustration and our anxiety. So I think this is one of the reasons when we think about people returning back to work, this is one of the areas that gets the most pushback. Is people have said, I'm done with the commute. I know I don't want my day bookended with 2 hours, 3-4 hours on either side. So situation came up with a friend of mine at work where she asked if she could have the same schedule of some other folks. And it got back to the manager that these folks were coming in off schedule, if you will, in order to avoid the lengthy commute times. And instead of the manager saying, oh, let's take a look at that, does everyone really need to be here during this time? It became a situation of, oh, now somebody else, Joe and Ruth, are in trouble because they're not adhering to the scheduled time that's on the books. And it created a lot of frustration and a lot of anxiety and actually a lot of resentment. And you can imagine with that disengagement went down pretty quickly. So if you don't have to have a rigid schedule and folks are getting the work done, that's really what it's all about, right? Are people getting the work done? Are they clocking in at times that are different than what is on the books and so-called required to be there? Maybe it's time to take a look at some of that because people really are tired and frustrated with the long commutes. And like I said, I think this is one of the biggest pushbacks with the return to work policies that we're starting to see come out post-COVID. So just something to think about. 2 hours, 3 hours in the car, morning and afternoon, is really taxing on the mind, body, and spirit. So if you can have the flexibility to offer people work that doesn't have to be the 8 to 5, the 5 to 2, the 6 to 3, whatever the case is. And there's a way to make that schedule structured so that they can have better quality of life. I promise you they're going to show up as better employees and be more engaged. Okay, that's it for my conversation and my 2A on thoughts today. I hope that this content resonates with you, and ask that you click the like button, share with others, and leave comments, ask questions. I'd love to engage with you. All right, thank you so much, and I will see you soon.